Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry Turquoise and today is July 31st at 9:38 a.m. and today is the JK Readathon. Go check out TehBuggy's channel for all the details. But today, realistically, I'm going to try to read as many books as I can between now and midnight. I meant to start this at 12 o'clock this morning, but that did not happen. I slept for the alarm clock. Well, no, I turned it off and then went back to sleep. Anyway, so my goal is to read as many Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling and point out the red flags with many different things. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. And I'm going to read Ash. This is a Cinderella retelling. This is a heroine of steel and heart in a fairy tale that resonates with feeling. Ash dreams only of escaping to the world of fairies, but when she meets the king's huntress, her heart begins to bloom. So this is a LGBTQ pride book. So I'm going to be reading this as well as a beta reading as well, because now I am up to 6 to 7 books for beta reading that needs to be read by the end of this month, no later than August 31st, so I need to get going on that as well. I do well under deadlines. Like once I have a deadline, then I am perfectly fine to get those deadlines meet no matter what. There is one beta read that don't have a deadline, so I'll do my best to get that one done since I'm about halfway done reading that book already. So I'll get that book done, plus the other beta reads. Hopefully get them all done August 31st. So what's going to happen today, because I do need to have things to get done. I'm going to read a chapter out each book and out the beta read as well, and then I am going to let you guys know what I think of each chapter or something like that, and then I will go do my errands that I need to get done. They're all in this apartment, so it's just basically cleaning, edit videos, and get ready to upload them and get my exercise in. That's basically what's going to happen. So each chapter I read, after I read 3 chapters, 1 from each book, I'll go do my errands, take a break from the reading, and then come back to the reading and let you guys know how things are going every so often, because I'm going to do this until midnight tonight, and no matter what book I don't get done, I will be taking the bookmark out and wait until another time to reread the book and finish it. So without further ado, I am going to get started. I'm not going to record myself reading because I tend to read with music, so I don't want to get copyright on that. So I will see you guys shortly. And I'm back. It is 11:43 a.m. So that took me a little over an hour to read 3 chapters of 3 books, 1 chapter per book. I am going to start with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The fact that I actually made it to chapter 2 is a goal in itself. Where to start from chapter 1, because there is a few red flags there. Well, first of all, the fact that she kind of made the character's uncle seem like the villain. Like he's chubby and he's the yelling and not really caring type. Mr. Dursley. The fact that he don't like change, he don't like people looking different, the fact that he does not like things past the ordinary, what he will qualify as normal, which means basically a very, very boring life. No people that are colored, people that are unique, people that are LGBTQ, they're not welcome in his world. So there's the biggest red flag I saw. He does not like any of those people, and neither does his wife, so which means they're going to raise their kid to be there's really no other word to use this, but stuck up. That's the vibe I'm getting from this family right off the bat. They're closed-minded and they're not willing to accept a change. Well, look and behold, a change was forced upon them, whether they like it or not. They have to take care of Harry Potter. However, in real life, they could just take in the child to foster care or child services and say, hey, this is my nephew, and we don't want to take care of him because they could use the finance excuse, can't afford to. Or they could go with another excuse saying, hey, we found this baby right at our door, but we don't know where the parents are. Here you go. And just have them into the foster care system. So, whatever the note says that Dumbledore left is the only thing that actually probably made them take care of him, if not some other motive. Not really too sure why they took care of Harry for the longest time, other than that they are his aunt and uncle, but they already openly admit that they don't like the Potters, they don't like Harry's parents, they pretend they don't even exist. So the fact that you are taking care of your nephew and have to explain to your neighbors where he came from, it's going to be an interesting little scenario. Because you're telling me no one noticed a baby in the morning before you guys? So there's my little rant on chapter 1. Chapter 1 has a very bad hook. It does not really catch your attention, and yeah, I don't know what chapter 2 is gonna bring. I think I will be ranting about this one after each chapter, especially if I'm finding red flags already in chapter 1. I can only imagine what I'm going to find in chapter 2 and onwards. So far, yeah. Plot structure is not bad, but it's the fact that I'm pointing out these things. And Harry Potter's been out for... since I was in high school for sure. When was this version published? So 2015. 2013 was the cover. So at least 5 to 7 years was this book. And J.K. Rowling could have actually tweaked this book enough where other people were accepted into the story without having the slam dunk of hidden insults. And I separate the story and enjoy it, and separate the insults that J.K. Rowling has thrown in her book. Can I do that? I honestly don't know. So far, that is a no. So I'll continue reading this and see where I go from there. Yeah. So that's my little rant from chapter 1. And that is just chapter 1 of, what, 18 chapters? 17 chapters. So I'll be happy if I can just get this one book done. Yeah. There will be a book review on this, by the way. I can hardly wait on the rant on this one. And the LGBTQ book I am reading is Ash. Chapter 1 was actually well written. I wasn't expecting it on the shorter end, so when I hit the end I was kind of surprised. So, like the character Ash so far. I like the fact that she protected her mother, or tried to protect her mother from fairies, is what I'm understanding, and I'm looking forward to continue reading out of this. I'm so far enjoying this book a lot more than Harry Potter. And as for the beta read Vessel, I am roughly 54% read, and I'm going to continue reading those 3 books right now. However, I am going to get some cleaning done and go from there and continue back onto the reading. And then once I'm done these 3 chapters, I will get back to you guys on what has happened, what I think about it so far. Specifically on the Harry Potter one. Don't know if I'll keep doing the chapter after chapter with Ash and that. But for sure, if I catch red flags in chapter 2, I will let you guys know. And I will be back. And I'm back. It is 2:16 p.m. I just finished a chapter of Vessel. I'm about 64% finished reading that book. And so far, it's okay. I need to get this book and the second book read before I can actually beta read the 3rd book. So I'm going to keep powering through it. It's I wouldn't say I hit a plot twist because I seen it coming because it was quite obvious. Oh, I untied my dolphin bookmark. Oops. Oh well. It's interesting. Like, it's slow and then it hits the interesting section and then goes back to the slow section where it's not really that interesting. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a little bit of a love triangle, but I don't think there's much of a love triangle now. Not after what just happened. A little betrayal of one of the characters. Anyways, I'm going to end that there about that Vessel because I don't want to give too much away. Let's talk about J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone. Chapter 2. Abuse. Quite obviously. The aunt and uncle Dursleys, they give out the emotional, verbal, and mental abuse, while their son gives out the physical abuse because he literally hits them. As for if the parents do the same thing, if the parents do the same thing, then there's no evidence of that in the book. A lot of yelling at the kid. A lot of insults being thrown at Harry. And he basically gets punished for almost the smallest thing on the planet. And he's treated like he's actually almost treated like a slave. Like he is worth nothing. So, even though this story is written for kids and with the adult version like this is, they didn't really per se that darkness, because realistically the kid has very little hope. The kid that's actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Harry Potter was hidden in a depression state, because he's going on 10 years in misery, and he even states that. But his books not really indicating that darkness that so much, that upsetness, the misery of it. It's not proclaiming that too well. What this book is proclaiming very well is that he is just basically in survivor mode for now. He is trying to survive in a house that he knows that he's not welcome in. And as for the red flags, the imagination part. he tried talking about his dream, and he literally got yelled at for talking about his dream. Because he said in his dream that he had a motorcycle fly-in. Then he literally gets yelled at for that because it wasn't a normal thing. Because the way Dudley is raised, it's not normal to dream. It's not normal to have dreams. If you dream, you are different. So this indicates, chapter 2 indicates that it's not okay to dream. It's not okay to have hope. It's not okay to dream what you want to be in the future. This story is indicating that, and not to mention that their Dudley kid, their 10-year-old kid, is extremely spoiled, and in my opinion needs a spanking or 2, maybe even 5, just to get it through the thick head that he is not the center of attention, and that is not just about him. And the fact that his parents don't even punish him, instead the punishment goes to Harry, which makes no sense because Harry did nothing. And the things that he has been punished, Harry has no control of because he's not even aware that he has magical powers. He's not even aware that he is a wizard, which I'll get to eventually. And yeah, glass going missing, hair growing so fast it's not even funny. Able to jump to the roof. Now those are all could be Harry Potter's doing, but not Nolan that he's doing it. Or there could have been a wizard or a witch nearby hiding and helping him out, trying to get him out of danger. Could be one of the two. Don't get me wrong, there are families out there that do that. However, it is wrong to abuse a kid, especially a child. Well, kid, child are the same thing. Anyways, they get scarred internally, and they get damaged. Physically, mentally, verbally, emotionally. And some kids don't know how to cope with it. Now I do know how the Harry Potter does end, and it seems like right now, Harry does not know how to cope with the damages in a certain degree, but at the exact same time, he's coping the best way he can by surviving as much as possible. And as for the Dursley, they're still not accepting change. In fact, they've gone worse over the 10 years that Harry has been living with them. So, yeah. That's my little rant on the red flag on that one. So basically, they are raising their son to be the exact same way as they are. And that's not a good sign. No. Nope. As for Ash, I'm still quite enjoying this book. I finished chapter 2. The father basically got remarried shortly after the wife's death, which I can understand Ash's anger and pain, because in a way she feels like she got replaced. And her mother's got replaced. And there's a stepsister who demands to have Ash's room when clearly that room is occupied. Now, I don't know if Ash gave up her bedroom and moved somewhere else. If that were the case, then that's given in. I would hope she fought for her bedroom, saying it's technically my room. I'm not willing to give it up. Can you please go find another room that's unoccupied? Would have been my response, but I don't know. I guess I'll find out later on in the read if she gave up her room. Last last thing I recall is that she went to the mother's grave crying really upset and someone had seen her. So I'm going to continue reading this. But first I am going to take a break and do some more cleaning and go back to reading. It's not a big deal if I don't get these books done, because I am taking breaks and it's taking me a while to read every single chapter, and I probably should only be reading one book at a time, but I like to challenge myself. I'll try to get these 2 books read for sure today by the time midnight hits, hopefully. If not, I know I said I was going to take out the bookmark out no matter how far along I was, but if I'm like close to the end of the stories, then I'm going to finish them and try to do the 24-hour readathon, which I started at closer to a little after 9:30 today, so technically I should try to stay up to at least 9:30 tomorrow morning, which probably won't be happening. I'll just stay awake and long enough for me to finish these 2 books. So without further ado, I'll see you guys shortly. And I'm back. It is 5:08 p.m. I'm just going to take a quick break after I make this little chat. There was a couple of things. No, I'm not going to start with Harry Potter. I'm going to start with the beta book. I'm about 69% read of the book, so I'm hoping to be finished that tonight, if not tomorrow. So, one of the things, we're going to talk about Harry Potter now. Chapter 3 had some funny moments. I also had to look up some stuff because they weren't really clear on something. They actually made it sound like J.K. Rowling actually made it sound like Harry Potter was only a couple of months old when really he was close. He was actually a year old when he moved into the Dursleys family. So I had to look that up, and I also had to look up when in the UK kids hit college, which apparently is 11 years old, which I'm actually quite surprised, but not surprised at the exact same time, if that were the case. So I had to look those things up. So the thing that it wasn't clear, even though Harry was moved into the family and joined the family at sometime 1 year old, however, it did not really state that in the book, because all we know is that Dudley and Harry are the same age. Well, they didn't say what age that was. So, Harry joins Hogwarts at the age of 11. Okay. So, for the longest time, because he said for 10 years that he's been living with the Dursleys family, I thought he was 10 years old until he mentioned high school. It's like, high school? England does not allow 10-year-olds in high school, do they? Did he skip a grade? And I'm not even aware of it? No, it's just the way it got explained, it was not very good. So that's one of its drawbacks. One of the funny parts was Mr. Dursley losing his mind, actually. I thought that was the funniest thing on the planet because he was doing everything in his power to keep Harry from getting a letter. Which, at this moment, he has succeeded even though he has lost his marbles. Well, sanity to be more precise. And now they have moved to this rock with a leaking roof that might cave in anytime. Because he's trying to keep Harry from learning the truth about his origins. He wants to keep Harry as an ordinary boy when he has magical powers. So, red flag there is what I just said. Keeping someone from their origins, not telling them the truth, keeping secrets. don't get me wrong, white harmless secrets are fine, but the kind of secret they are keeping from Harry is not good. Because realistically, Harry has powers, and his powers are in full activations right now. And he does not know how to control them. He does not realize he is a warlock. I'm gonna look up the wizard word, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that has an entirely different meaning than what this book is indicated. So, memory serves me right of that meaning, but I gotta double check to make sure I'm right on that one and using the right words. So, Harry has just turned 11 years old in this book in chapter 3, which didn't really indicate that until chapter 3, but for the longest time, specifically near the end of chapter 3, but for the longest time I thought he was just turning 10 years old until I looked it up, looking up on Google saying how old was Harry in book 1. He is 11 years old, and then I found out in chapter 3 that he does turn 11. It's like, well, that's not a real good indication because I thought he was just turning 10 for the longest time until I looked it up and read it in the book. So that could have been cleared. And the red flag, just a typical family forcing their way down Harry's throat, which is not a good way, because that's how you get someone rebelling. So he's close to the age of the rebellion age. Which I can see why he does that in movie 3 or 4. Forget which one, but he does rebel. Now, as for Ash, I'm still quite enjoying this. I'm enjoying the plot. We hit the chapter where her father is not feeling well, and she and Ash has found some fairies or elves. I'm not too sure on which one she has found, but they told her to go back because those are the fairies that claim that spared her life, I guess, because of the way the story sounded, because she is a child. So this time they have asked her not to come back. So it'd be interesting to see if she stays away from them or not. The story's still interesting. I like it. And I'm going to take another break and I'm going to do some pre-recordings. My July books that I got to and did not get to. And the other video is my August to be read videos. So I will be recording those as soon as I'm done talking. And then I will be editing them and uploading them. So tonight I'm going to try to have 2 videos. No, it'll be 2 or 3 videos depending on what time I get these books done. More than likely 2 because it's 5 o'clock already and I'm about a quarter way of each book. So tonight's video will be the August planner because I wrote in my planner yesterday for August, and the July books that I got to and did not get to and continuing reading. And then tomorrow will be this vlog today and the August to be read video and possibly a 3rd reading vlog, depending on what time I get that vlog done. So I will see you guys shortly. And I'm back. It is 9:19 p.m. I just finished chapter 4 with both Ash and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I'm about 78% read with Vessel. So what I am not going to do, because I know I'm not going to get these 2 books read by midnight, I'm going to end my reading vlog when I am done Vessel. I'm only about 4 more chapters away from finishing the book. And then that's where I'm going to end with me concluding these 2 books and let you guys know that I will finish these books another time. Like I said, I am a slow reader and trying to get as much reading done as I possibly could. Let's talk about Harry Potter. So there was a word in here that is used incorrectly. Voldemort is the villain and uses black arts, and he is called a wizard, and so he still is called a wizard. But wizards are ones that uses light magic, white magic, good magic, and there are someone that can use magic. However, so can sorcerers. But depending on the sorcerer, sorcerers can be used for both good magic and bad magic, depending on the situation, because I looked up the definition, because they're looked at as both. But there is a word that does mean evil, and it is used as if it means good. So this is something I'm going to read off of the Harry Potter book. Headmaster Albus Dumbledore, Order of Merlin, First Class Grandson, Chief Warlock. There's the word that has a definition that is not what it means in here. Warlock is used for good, obviously, in this book. However, the actual definition of warlock means evil. Warlock is someone that taps into dark magic, that uses dark magic, and is a traitor to the wizards. To the wizards, sorcerers, sorceress, and witches. That uses magic for good. So, I knew there was a word in here, and I misused it. My mistake. Wizard are for good witches. Warlock actually means for bad witches. And whether you're male or female, you are looked as a traitor. Now in Harry Potter, they just call them traitor blood for the humans, but for anyone that is a wizard or a witch, they are also just called witch and wizard, it seems, but that is not true. The proper word to use when you're talking about a traitor is warlock. And Dumbledore has given him the title of warlock in the invitation he gave to Harry. That's in the invitation for Harry Potter for him to go to Hogwarts. So he has actually called himself a traitor to his own kind. Now, whether J.K. Rowling realized this or just did not bother to do the research on it, but that's what warlock actually means. Now, there are some writers that don't use the actual meaning with their magic system, with witches, witch, warlock, wizards, sorcerer, sorceress. There are writers out there that don't use the actual definition, but the actual definition for dark magic user is warlock, and same with traitor. That people use magic on the wrong reason, and that betray their own kind that uses magic is a warlock. So that is the biggest red flag that I noticed, because in the magic system, in the magic world, you should know what the meanings actually mean. So, yeah. The fact that she used warlock in a positive way when it actually means evil, dark magic, dark arts, which is Voldemort. Unless Dumbledore uses dark magic and we just don't see it. But yeah. She uses a warlock when it actually means evil. Traitor. Dark magic. And that. Not overly impressed. And I already know. Okay, I'm going to jump to a future book. Actually, knows in this one too. Because they talk about Christmas. They use Christmas colors. So I know that much research got done on this. There's a Yule Ball, which is not the Phosphorus Stones, but not Chamber of Secrets. The tournament one. There's a Yule Ball, but there's all Christmas colors. But to actually celebrate Yule colors, it's more the blue and silver instead of the red and green. And they're celebrating Christmas, which I understand some Wicca pagans do celebrate Christmas, and anybody that does witchcraft sometimes celebrate Christmas. Don't get me wrong. But in J.K.'s rolling world of Harry Potter, everyone celebrates Christmas that is practicing magic, which is not their holiday. It is actually Yule, the first day of winter, the winter solstice. That is their holiday in the winter season. Other than the Halloween time, which I'm pretty sure is the day before Halloween, the Devil's Night, I think it's called. I'm gonna have to look that up to make sure I'm getting that right. Actually, let me look that up right now, so that way I have it accurate. Yeah, Yule Winter Solstice, December 20th, 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, depending on when it is. And there's a couple of others. Here we go. Samhain, All Hallows Eve, Hallowmas, October 31st or November 1st. Oh, okay, I thought it was before Halloween and of Halloween. Okay, my mistake if the information's accurate. So those two are the biggest holidays I know that are celebrated and that are well common in that religion. But it's not really indicated so much here. It's more the Christian section, actually. Christmas, Halloween, don't get me wrong. Halloween is mentioned in here, but I have to read it to see if it's mentioned in the proper celebration way or if it's celebrating Christian. If my memory recalls for the movie, it looked like it was more celebrated the Christian way or the traditional Halloween, trick-or-treating kind of way. And as for Christmas, I can definitely say that was more Christmas colors than the Wiccan way with the magic system. So, overly, she's actually disrespecting that cultural and that religion in such a way that it's not really noticeable, but it is at the exact same time. It might be different in the book, but I do recall seeing that in the movies. And there's no color people so far in this book, which I find that a very big red flag. I'm in chapter 5 and I have not seen one colored person at all. Or any LGBTQ, which is another red flag. 5 chapters in, I should have at least seen 1 or 2 of those type of characters in the book. At least, if not someone developing into that kind of a character, into that kind of a person if they're LGBTQ. But for sure a black person or a colored person, I mean. At least should have seen at least 1, 2, definitely 3. But everyone here is white. So, that's a stereotype. Well, maybe not a stereotype. Actually, no, I think it is stereotype, but it's definitely not leaving a big vast variety on different cultures. Because You're telling me in your entire world, everyone that is a magic user, muggle, are white? What planet is this from? If this is supposed to be based off Earth, we do have variety for a reason. And Hagrid is the only big bone person that is actually good so far. And I can recall him being the only good person in a positive way. But as for the Dursley, no. There's so many red flags with just that family alone. It's not even funny. So those are the red flags I've caught so far in just 4 chapters. I'm on the 5th chapter, so I'm hoping to see some diversity in this book. I'm not holding my breath on it. So yeah. As for Ash, I've hit the chapter where she just lost her father, and this book's actually getting a little bit depressing. It's a heavy read to a certain degree. Like, we experienced it through her eyes, and she was still grieving for her mother's loss and upset about it, and now she has no father, so she never really got a chance to fully recover. And now she is forced to learn this new religion culture that she might not even like. So, yeah, that's where I am on that one. It's still a good read, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying the read very much. It's just something I have to read a little bit, put down, think on it. Like, I still enjoy it, but think on it to make sure I'm understanding it properly. Or I have to put down because it got a little too emotional section. So yeah. So it is 9:33 p.m. and I am going to edit one more video and then I will go back to reading. And like I said, once I'm done Vessel, that is going to be it for my reading vlog. Just to get this edit and upload it for tomorrow. I think I'll upload the calendar video, the July read and did not read, the August to be read, and this vlog tomorrow, and hopefully another vlog tomorrow as well. So that's 5 videos to upload. It is getting really late, and yeah. So I'll see you guys in probably roughly an hour or 2. And I'm back. It is 11:32 p.m. on July 31st. I'm going to end this reading vlog here. I've read chapter 5 in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I still did not see any diversity other than there are some creatures, yes. However, I did not see any LGBTQ couples, and there was a bar, so I'm having a hard time believing that there wasn't at least one couple in the chapter. Nor could I find any colored people in that chapter, so that's 5 chapters not finding any colored people or diverse. As for how the story's going along, plot's okay. It definitely needs a lot of diversity, and it needs some, it needs a lot of diversity. This is where I will be taking the bookmark out, and I will continue. I will try again to read this in probably September, because that's when the school year starts. And pick this up for a school year book kind of thing, or at least try to. So the fact that I managed to make it past chapter 1 is a goal and it's all on its own. So next round I'll have to see if I can get past chapter 6. As for Ash, I am still on chapter 5. However, I'm gonna go back to that book hopefully soon, maybe September, maybe sometime next year. I'm not too sure when I'll go back to it. As for Vessel, I'm only 4 chapters away from finishing that book, so I will finish that tomorrow when I start reading a book for the Summer Scare Marathon and the Avatar base readathon as well. Which by the time this video go up, those marathons would start. I'm gonna end this vlog here. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel. Click the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell icon to get notified of all my posts, because during the readathons I post videos every single day until the readathon is done. And I also post videos regularly once a week, and I do a live stream once a week, and the month before Camp NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo, I post videos twice a week, and I do 2 live streams a week. And during Camp NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo, I do videos, uploads 5 to 6 days a week, and I do a live stream once a week. And throughout the year, I do many bonus videos as well. So click that bell icon to get notified of all my posts, which I believe the bell icon is over here, or is it maybe over here? I don't know. It's somewhere down below. Leave a comment down below, and follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. All the links are down below as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember, stay true to yourself and stay unique. Bye.